tips here. So here's number 5. 1, you want to make a plan. Days and times. Schedule it in there. Write it down. I tell this to everybody. The biggest reason that we fail to hit our goals on things that we set for ourselves is we don't have it written down and scheduled into our brains yet. We feel like, oh, I'll just remember. When you have that emotion, that's running off of emotion. When you're doing things off of emotion, that memory is not going to retain it later on. So you'll have the intention. You might wake up in the morning and say, okay, today's my workout day. And then life happens. Stuff gets in the way. And then before you know it, the whole day went by, you didn't get your workout. So schedule it. You got to make a plan. What days and times? That's number 5. Number 4, do different things on different days, right? Like I said, these are going to be very simple, but they're important. Different things on different days. One, that keeps variety in there, but that also keeps it so that you're working everything. So to give you an example, you might do a day where you're going to practice just your forms and Poomsae. You might do a day where you're going to practice techniques. You might do a day where you're going to do all conditioning. And you might do a day where you're going to do sparring, shadow sparring, right? Or you could spar if you guys have family members at home that are willing to spar with you a little bit. You know, you don't have to hit hard or anything. Could be technical sparring. Go ahead, you know, you guys can participate and do that. But different things on different days. That's going to keep it, that's going to keep you actually progressing, and that's the most important thing. Number 3, keep it simple. Keep it simple. It doesn't have to be super elaborate and advanced, working out, training, all that kind of stuff there. You want to, the simpler it is, the easier it's going to be for you to do it, participate with it, the more motivation you're going to have to want to do it, and keep it fun. You know, make it fun on things. So always do something that you really enjoy, that you like doing during a workout. Play your music. If you have music, whatever kind of music it is that you like to play, give yourself some good before and after time, so that way you can get into that zone and the meat of your workout, just be totally immersed mentally and physically in it. Okay, so keeping it simple. Number 2, do something, anything. Like I said, it doesn't, even if it's not Taekwondo related, do something. Do 10 push-ups today, right? And if that was all you had the energy and mental strength for, and that was it, but do something. It doesn't matter what. So that's number 2. And then number 1, don't beat yourself up if you make any mistakes, if you miss a day, or you had to change and do something to keep your schedule flexible, because life is going to happen, like I mentioned already. Unpredictable things are going to happen. So you got to be flexible for that. And when it does happen, just adapt and change. Don't beat yourself up about it. And I'm speaking to quite a few people out there, even myself in general, mentality-wise, for a lot of people right now, it is not, I'll just say, it's not the greatest time for a lot of people. There are people with a lot of anxiety and people that are worrying a lot, depression, can't eat, can't sleep, just because of the uncertainty right now. Yes, that's life. We are all dealing with it, myself included. Every day I have to brush off the anxiety, the worrisome, the lack of sleeping, the lack of eating, whatever, just those things right there. It's just not what we're just not in our normal routine. So don't beat yourself up about it. Draw a line in the sand every single day if you have to, and start it again. Okay, so those are the 5 tips right there. Number 5, in case you missed it, make a plan. Number 2, do different things on different days, and stick to that plan. Now, number 1, you got to stick to your plan too. Again, stay flexible, but make it a priority. Number 3, keep it simple. Very simple, fun, and entertaining. Number 4, do something, do anything. That'll get you started. That'll get you going. And then number 5, don't beat yourself up if you missed or if you had to change something. Okay? It happens to everybody. So now the 2 mistakes that most people make, or a lot of people make, I want to say these are common things, but I did make a lot of these mistakes in the beginning. Number one, I scheduled too far out. So this is the whole thing, and I make fun of this a lot. I used to do it in class sometimes, where when people want to start a diet, they always start a diet on Monday, right? Never ever do you ever hear anybody, or during the week. Monday is always the best time, right? But never ever does anybody ever going to start a diet on a Tuesday or a Friday. God forbid we started on a Saturday, right? That is such the biggest mistake. When you schedule something out too far, chances are we're not going to take the action and the initiative that it needs to progress and attain the goal. So you want to schedule something quicker. I would even say later that day, because right now at the moment when you're thinking about it and you say, you know what, I'm going to start working out, I'm going to put in your emotion and your mentality, they're connected, they're ready for it. Do it that day, do it later that day. And like I said, it can be simple, 10 push-ups, 20 push-ups, walk around a block, jog a little bit, right? It doesn't have to be anything super, hard, sweating, working out. But you got to do something so that it gets you going immediately. That's more of the psychology than it is physical. And then number two mistake. They schedule and they plan and they're kind of sticking to it, but it's too scarce or sporadic. Oh, I'm going to do this on a Tuesday and then I'll do it on Saturday. That is too many days in between there to actually develop a good routine. So really quick, remember everything is good, better, and best. Good, 1 to 2 days a week, somewhere in the week. All right. Better would be 3 to 4 days a week of scheduling a workout in there, or training, or practicing, whatever it is. And your best would be 3 or 4 days a week, but put them together in a row. So if you could do like a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, that would be a 3-day, and then a 4-day anywhere in there. You could do a Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, right? Something like that. You got Tuesday off or something like that, right? That's just some ideas right there. The more you can put days together, and this is also why keeping it simple is going to help. The more you can keep putting your workout days together, the more on track you're going to be and the more likely you're going to stay active with it, because you're building that habit and routine fast, quick. You're not waiting for anything. So less likely for something to come up in between that's going to throw your schedule off. Okay, so those are the 5 tips and then the 2 mistakes. Go ahead and write those down. Print them out. If you want to text me your schedules later or message them to me, I'd appreciate that. If I have any suggestions in there for you to change anything, I'll let you know. If not, I'll probably just give you the thumbs up emoji and say, good, sounds good. And here's why I'm telling you or suggesting you guys to do that. I could say everybody do it, because we all need somebody to be accountable to. If there isn't really anybody to be accountable to, then we might do something, we might not. And that's what is not going to help us achieve our goals. Okay, so now that is out of the way, let's get into the work. Oh, actually, I wanted to go over the brief overview of testing, virtual testing. So we're going to set this up here probably a good week and a half out from here. So next week, maybe the week after, depending on the people. All right, so these are the categories that we're going to have. It's going to be forms and POOMSAE if you're a Black Belt Club member, learning the POOMSAE. I will give you the POOMSAE and let you guys know which one it is. I'll have a video that goes out breaking down the POOMSAE, and then we also have all the POOMSAEs on our YouTube channel. So it's going to be a form and a POOMSAE. You're going to have your techniques, which we have the list of techniques. I'll let everybody know what techniques it's going to be for everybody. I think we still have the list up, though, on that Mr. Gardner put up on our site, goldmedalsaginaw.com. The list of techniques should be there as well. And then some sparring, virtual sparring, basically shadow sparring. So we're still deciding if we're going to do like a Zoom thing where I can see you guys, you can see me, and I'll call the ones up and you can just do it, perform right in your living rooms or something like that. And we'll do it that way. Or if I'm just going to have a deadline, you guys record them, and then send those videos over to me. So we'll figure that out here, and I'll definitely let you guys know. But those are going to be the categories right now. So a form or poomsae, if you're a Black Belt Club member, your techniques, and virtual sparring. Oh, and conditioning. We're going to do some conditioning stuff. We always do conditioning and testing. So those are the 4 categories. And then again, I'll give out the full details for every belt level when I email this out to everybody. And we're going to do them probably, I think, up to blue belt, red stripes. Have anybody blue belt, red stripe, or higher right now that would be going for it anyway. So if you are a blue belt, that criteria is going to be there in there for you, so you know what that is. And then respond in the emails that I send out to everybody, whether or not you plan on testing or not. It's up to you if you want to test or not. But I figured we could do a virtual test. This would give you guys something to work towards. Testing is going to be free, no cost for anything like that. And like I said, we'll have a social distance ceremony where just kind of a drive-by. Your belts will be sitting out on the table in the lawn at my house. You run out, grab your belts, and then go back, and then you got your belt there. Okay, so let's get into our